Okay, we're up to Yud Zayin Amid Beis. Very difficult Gemara tonight. Famous Gemara and difficult Gemara. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines up from the bottom. Pan Rabbanan. You had chickens, and they were pecking away at a rope that had a bucket tied to it. The chevel broke. The nishba had deli, and as a result, the deli broke. The pail broke. So mishalmin nezek shalem. You're going to pay what? Nezek shalem, right? Even though you never touched the kli, you're going to pay nezek shalem. Now, the Gemara will elaborate. Boy Rava, darsa al kli. If an animal steps on a kli, and it does not break the kli, in the skalgol l'makam acher, and it rolls to another area, right? The nishbar, and over there in that other area, it gets broken. Now it's getting broken in that other area as a result of the koyach. In other words, it's not the initial thing that broke it; it rolled, and there it hit something else and broke it. So now, mahu, what do you do? Basamei karaz linon gufahu. Okay, guys, to make things easier and just understand, when we speak about gufa, we're speaking about touching the kli itself. When we speak about sroiris, we're speaking about koch. We're speaking about the secondary force. So when we speak about gufa, that's the initial, the touching of the animal to the object, and sroiris is kocho. So if this animal, when it broke the kli, when it touched the kli, if you can go basamei kara, by the time it touched the kli, it's going to pay nezek shalom, it's regel. If, however, you go after its kayach, where it broke in that other area, it's going to be sroiris, and you're going to pay chatzi nezek. So, for all intents and purposes, basamei kara means full value, and basatava mana in our sugi means what? Means chatzi nesek. Means tzoyris. Okay, so that'll make things a little easier. So do you go after basamei kara, which will be nesek shalem, or do you go where it broke, and then it would pay what? If it holds tzoyris, chatzi nesek, pay chatzi nesek. So now tifshalei mid Rabba. Let's be poishit from Rabba. Dama Rabba, zorik kli miroy shagag. Someone throws a kli off a roof. Someone else comes along and breaks it. Pata. The person who breaks it, the stick is pata. We say mono tviratava. He broke a broken kli. In other words, when he threw it off the roof, so it's broken already. I didn't break yet. It's just a matter of time. So when he threw it off the roof, so therefore, l'chari, you say you go basa. You don't go after the koyach. You go where initially it started. So let's be paishit from Rabbah. We're for those who came late. We're at 3 lines from the bottom on Yud Zayin on the base, and we're trying to be paishit the shaila. If a kli was struck by an animal and it rolled and it broke in another area, do we go after the place where the animal struck it, which would be basamei kara, or do we go after where it broke, which would be basatavamana? And the difference would be where it broke is gufa, it's nezek shalem, but if it breaks as a result of kocho, then it would be what it would be chatzi nezek al tzroiris. So Rabba says, Rabbi asked the shaila, Rabba l'choris paishit the shaila, and we say, what was pshita l'Rabba pshita l'Rava miboile. To Rabba it was pashit, and to Rava it was what? It was a question. Okay, very famous Taisvis here, bottom Taisvis. Zara kli mereisha gag, nira dim zarik even oichetz ala kli. The kli is standing stationary. A person's throwing a rock into the kli or shooting an arrow into the kli. The kadam v'shivroi, and a person goes ahead and breaks the kli. The pshita the chayev, the person who broke the kli with the stick will be chayev. It's not shaykh over here that you broke a broken kli. Because if you're going to go over here, basamei kara, You'll never find chatzi nezek. In other words, when the animal kicked it and it shot out and broke, if you can go basam ikara, then it means you're going after the place where the animal kicked it. It's the same as going after the place where the person threw it or the person shot the arrow. There's a pashtus svara to go ahead and be machalik between what? Throwing the kli off the roof or shooting the kli.
But it's a stationary places.
Yeah. So let's here it pashtus svara. Here I got a bottle of water, right? I dropped the bottle of water. So the bottle of water, when I drop it, the bottle of water already, the koyach to break it is in the water. It's going to fall. Das heißt, at Tzebrach Kli, it's already broken. On the other hand, if it's stationary and the force comes from here, the Kli is intact. In both cases, the Kli is going to break. The question is, what's breaking the Kli? Is it my original force breaking the Kli or an outside force breaking the Kli? So says Taisvis, it's Zicha Pashit, that in that case, you're gonna say that a person who breaks it is chayiv. Because if not, any case it's tzroiris, if you go bust, you never have a case it's tzroiris. Because you can go after basam ikar is the nezek shalim, right? This is what happened. I shot an animal's walking, he kicks, or I shoot an arrow. So if it's going to go, you're going to tell me it breaks this. So you never have tzroiris. You never have a case of tzroiris because if you go with basam ikar, you're going after the regel. So it'll be nezek shalim. So says Taisus, it's a pashut of chilik. It's a pashut of chilik. It's a very famous word over here about. I heard it from the Gra. Someone else said it from Rabbi Shmuel Rozovsky, the Rosh Hashiva of Panovich, that it says that when you do that after the Maisa with Haman, when Haman was leading the horse, right, and he came home, it says he came home, Evel v'chafu roish. He came over, he was mourning and he was covered with garbage. So the question is, why was he mourning about? So the Gemara in Megillah tells us, what was he mourning about? His daughter went ahead and saw, and he figured that what it was Mordechai. And then she threw it, and what did she see? It was her father, right? So really it should be that he came home with Chafi Roish, and then he found out he's a novel. But no, it says it was an A from Chafi Roish because Pasame Karas Lina. You go after what? You go after what? When you threw it down. It's very in Yeshiva, it's very famous. You see a able Chafi Roish that you go Pasame Kara, and therefore he was able to Chafi Roish. Okay, so Rabbi has the kasha. Pashma, let's be plush with the kasha. Hidus ain't a muid. Hidus, if you have a chicken that's dancing, right? Rashi says Rakidus atana goylem, a chicken dance, ain't a muid. Now, ain't a muid can mean a lot of things. It means it's a tam. It can mean it pays chatzinesek. It means a lot of things. The yesha, I mean, how is that muid? So some people say it is a muid. Some people say it's not a muid. Doesn't matter. Hidus salkedaitach. In other words, if hidus goes ahead and you're talking about the chicken leg itself touching something and breaking it, why shouldn't it be a muad? That's classic regel, right? If the chicken's dancing and with its leg it goes in and breaks something, that's classic regel, right? So l'chayra, what's the shad that it's not a muad? So elolav, it must be hidus v'hitis. It must be speaking where the chicken was dancing and it picked up some type of object and shot the object out. In other words, it's a case of tzreiris. The masava basamei kara as linon. The one said that it's a muid, goes to basamei kara, and we'll call it regel. Umasavar, and the one that says what it's not a muid, meaning it's what it's chatzi nezek. Of course, why? Because it's tzreiris, right? Would be what basatavamana. You go after the broken where it breaks. So l'chayred, we can say that it's a machlokes tanoim whether you go basamei kara or basatavamana. Now, obviously, this is a lie. The hit is tzroiris who plucked the sumchus rabbanon. What we're speaking over here is that it shot out something. In other words, according to the way I learned before, it's not the right shot. I told you. Let's redo it. Hidus meant it hit the kli and the kli rolled away. It doesn't mean tzroiris, guys. What happened was I told you one shot. Let's redo it. It was dancing, and it hit the kli, and the kli rolled away. If it broke right away, of course everyone holds the muad. That's regel. What's the case? It hit the kli rolled away, and then it broke somewhere else. It hit something, it broke somewhere else. So the one who says that it's a mu'id holds that basam eikaras linan. The one that holds what basat tavamana. Okay, so it's not a case of tzreiris, right? It's because you hit the kli itself. Good. Okay, so let's be pushed to say the shaila really is a machlokes tanoim. Says no, that's not what it's speaking about. What are we speaking about? It's speaking about the hit this tzreiris. The animal, the chicken, it didn't hit the kli, it hit out tzreiris, which hit the kli. Right? It's hit that tzreiris, which hit the kli. And that's not a shaila of basam eikar basat tavamana. That's the case of toisvis, where it's stationary. Right? The tzreiris shot out and the object that was broken was stationary. That's not a shaila. Remember, that's exactly what toisvis' case was that you said stationary arrow. So therefore, it's hit this tzreiris ubepluked the sumchas rabbanan committee, and the machlokes is between sumchas and the rabbanan. Like sumchas, you pay nezek shalem. It's so therefore it's a mu'id. Like the rabbanan, you're going to pay what chatzi nezek because he holds chatzi nezek is tzreiris. So you weren't pushed the shaila a basam eikar basat tavamana. Again, the shaila basam eikar basat tavamana means you have to have done an action in the kli itself. If you didn't do an action in the kli itself and it breaks machmas something else, that's tzreiris. And Taisus illustrates that beautifully. It's a two-stud of Taisus. Now, continues the Gemara, Tashma. This is what we started off to share with. You have Tanagoylim, they're going ahead, and as I told you, it's a little ambiguous. So you have Tanagoylim that are pecking away at a rope. V'nifsak hachevel, and the rope breaks. V'nishbah dali, and the dali breaks. So they broke the chevel, and they broke the dali. Mishalim nesek shalim. Now you're going to pay what? Nesek shalim. And the havamina is it's going what on the it's going on the kli, right? Shmamina basame karas linan. So guys, if obviously what you broke the rope, the kli is falling. If you're telling me you're paying nesek shalim, it must be that you're paying nesek shalim for the kli because you go after the original force, which is basame ikara. Says Gemara, no tirgma chevel. Don't say it's speaking about what the kli. It's speaking about the rope. Now the rope is not a shaila, right? Because the rope is classic something. It's either regular or shane. We're going to see in a second. But the action's done directly to the thing, so it's not even a shaila. Chevel is mishuna. In other words, it's not normal for a bird to be pecking on a rope. So therefore, if it's mishuna, what do we call another name for mishuna? Keren. And Keren pays what? Chatzi nezek. So why are you paying nezek shalem? Says the moist belisha. It's speaking about the rope was full of dough. The rope was full of dough. So now it's not a shame. It's shame. So it's normal for it to eat that. Right? Fred the Gemara nishba deli katani. Right? He said nishba deli, so l'chayra you should go basame ikara. So good. Look, guys, let's go. Guys, what do you tell me? He's paying for the rope. Says the Gemara, the rope is speaking about it was coated. So you're paying what? It's what you're okay. Now it said you pay nesek shalim, but it says so you want to say you're paying nesek shalim for the rope al shane, and therefore you can't be placed the shaila on the kli, but it says nishba kli. So if it's nishba kli and you're paying nesek shalim, then it's a rayig what basame ikara. You're going back to the original source. Ella, you can't be placed the shaila. It's sumchas he. Damat tzreiris nesek shalim shalem. It's enachinami. It's tzreiris. You pay nesek shalem not because of shane. It's because why? Because it's kocho. It's kocho and not what? It's not basame ikara. Fred the Gemara is sumchas emaseifa nitis mi menu shever v'nafal al kli acher. You broke the rope. The kli breaks, and now from that kli a shard goes out and breaks another kli. So you got a double tzreiris over here. V'shivru al arishim mishalim nezek shalim al achim mishalim chatzi nezek. V'sumchis miyisle chatzi nezek. And if it's sumchis, is there such a thing as chatzi nezek? V'chitema shiny leila sumchis bein niskei kocho lekoach kocho. Right, the difference between niskei kocho and kocho, and therefore you would go. It's chatzi nezek on the second kli. It's like koch when you pay nesek shalem or lav kocho. and you pay chatzi nezek, tifshalei delav kakocho dami. Let's suppose it's not kakocho, and you're going to pay chatzi nezek. So therefore, what? It can't be. So when it says nezek shalem, and you weren't posted the shaila, it must be what? It must be you're paying nezek shalem. Why? Elolav rabban, and it's not sumchus at all. It's not simchus at all. So it's not simchus at all. Why are you paying nezek shalim shbei chatzi nezek? It must be basam ekara. So shmami no basam ekara. Thing very good. Cheshma is good. But shmami basam ekara alina, right? Says the Gemara. You have no raya. Okay, guys. So we followed the trail, right? If you end up in nezek shalim, there's two ways to end up in nezek shalim. Either like tzroris like sumchus or basam ekara. You go according to the original force, right? So you're telling me with this chicken pecked on a rope, it was a tolda of shame, and the kli is breaking. You're paying nezek shalem. It must be basmei kara. We've proven it can't be sumchis because the sefer says that what you're going to pay chatzi nezek on a second kli, like sumchis, right? And sumchis, you can't say this chatzi nezek on the second kli, or else Ashi wouldn't have had the shaila. Does sumchis have a chilik between kocho and kocho? And he would have bought a riot from there, and he didn't. So when he didn't bring a riot to sumchis from his shaila, it must be according to the chachamim. If it's according to the chachamim, why are you paying nezek shalim and not chatzi nezek? It must be because basmei kara. It's a beautiful raya. Says the Gemara, you have no raya. Elola rabbanani shmamina basmei kara aslinan. I'm a Rabbi, you have no raya. The causal mine umine. It's not pshat that he went ahead. The chicken, he went ahead and the rope, and then it rolled away and it broke. He kept on hitting it with his head. He never lost direct contact with it. If he never lost direct contact with it, it's not a shaila of basam ekar basam tavamana because it always was basam. He was always connected to it. The whole shaila of basam ekar basam tavamana is what, where you have the initial force and the secondary force. Over here, you only had the initial force because he kept on pushing and pushing and pushing until it broke. And therefore, what? And therefore, you have no bearing on this. You can't be placed with the shaila that basam ekar or basam tavamana. The Gemara doesn't need to place the shaila. I mean, it stays. It starts a new shaila now, so I don't think you will place the shaila. It starts a new Gemara now, so I don't know if you could be placed the shaila. Okay, so good. The very very famous Gemara, truly, the Daf Yomi. We saw one Taisris. There's a lot of stuff. Okay, anyway. Boy Rava. Chatzi nezek tzoiris. Megufa mishalem, oy me'aliyah mishalem. Okay. Now, chatzi nezek tzoiris we saw is the tolda of regel. We saw yesterday you could even have a tolda of shein, chazah shnova ba'ashba. I can even be tolda of shein. But what it is not it's a force shooting out and doing damage. In other words, it's kocho of the animal. Guys, that's what tzoros is. It's kocho of the animal. The animal's walking along, it kicks a pebble out, the pebble does damage. What's doing the damage? The koyach of the animal in the pebble. The chazah of ashpa, it's foraging in the garbage dump, it picks up its nose and something shoots out, it does damage. The koyach of the boar did damage. That's what tzoros is. No, it's koyach. Because he's in the rock is hitting something else. No, that koicha means we're at the point where the damage takes place. The first rock hits, that's when the koich ends there. And because it's not continuing on. If we continue on, that'd be koich. Now, so that's the case at Tzoros. Now, we saw early in the Masechta, it's chatzi nezek Tzoros, it pays chatzi nezek. Now the question is, we find by Keren, when you pay chatzi nezek, you pay megufay. In other words, you're limited to the damages that are worth of the animal. If the animal's worth $100, it does $1,000 worth of damage. You only collect $100. That's it. You're limited to. So, or do we? Then we say meila. What is me'aliyah? We said me'ula. We said Lashon David was buried in Mila, right? That Chizkiyahu was buried by Mila. He was buried next to David and Shlomo. Lashon me'ula. You're going to pay me'ula. So, what's the tzad to say it pays gufa? It's chatzi nezek. What's the tzad to pay that says me'aliyah? It's urche. It's not. It's normal. Karen's mishuna. This is normal. So boy Rava. Chatzi nezek tzoros megufa mishalem or me'aliyah mishalem. Megufa mishalem bloy ashken chatzi nezek the mishalem me'aliyah. You don't find chatzi nezek that pays from the aliyah at all. By dilma me'aliyah mishalem bloy ashken keurche. We don't find something that the damage is normal. The mishalem megufa that should pay Megufa. The guy's a very difficult Gemara. Guys, but here the Shaila. Yeah, that's the Shaila, and now let's take it on. Toshma. Hidus, again, we have our dancing chicken. Eina muid. The Yesham, how is that muid? Now we wanted to bring this to Shaila Basa Meikar Basa Tavamana. Hidus Sal Kedaitach, that what? Right? That it should not be a muid. If it does damage, guys, it's a muid, right? Mm-hmm. So it's doing that. No, if it jumped on a kli and broke the kli, it's regal. It's normal. That's the chickens jump, and that's what they do. So what would that can't be the case because we have a Ran Diyama saying that what? It's not a mu'id. But l'chayra, that's obvious that it would be a mu'id. So obviously it would be a mu'id, yeah? Elalav, it must be hidus v'hitis. It must be that it jumped and the kli rolled away and it broke. Again, that's the case of hidus v'hitis. So it didn't break where it hit it, it rolled away. Ubaha kamifti. Man the Amar ain't a mu'id. The one who says it's not a mu'id, k'savar migufa mishalim. He holds that what? You're going to pay megufay. You're going to hold your pay megufay because it's now. Why is this tzroiris? If it's speaking the thing, hit this for hit this.
It broke itself. Yeah.
No. Mandiyama muid kasav me'aliyah mishalim. So l'chayra, I mean, I'm a little at my wit's end over here because I don't see how's this the case at Sroiris if it's speaking not that it's shot out. Okay, I guess it's hit with Sroiris. You have to say, guys. You have to say it. It makes no sense, right? It makes no sense. So, guys, you understand my problem? The last case we learned that hit is the kli, so it must be over here. Hit is Sroiris. Okay, now, so now here, so you might just Sroiris. Shot out. The matis the tzroiris shoots out and it breaks it. One says a mu'id, one said it's not a mu'id. In which way wouldn't it be a mu'id? Which way wouldn't it be a mu'id? That it pays megufay. Which way would be a mu'id? It pays me'aliyah. So l'chayra, let's suggest that the shaila of Rava is in fact a machlokes tanoyim. Says Gemara loy, bepluked the sumchus rabbanan k'miflaki. Machlokes is between sumchus and the rabbanan. In other words, the Eina Mu'id over here means that what? That you're paying Nezek Shalem. The Chatzi Nezek. The Mu'id is you're paying, but from where it doesn't say. From where it doesn't say, so you can't be pushed to the Shaila. So again, our Abaya is Chatzi Nezek Mikufa is Chatzi Nezek Mikufay because it's similar to Keren, or is it Urche and therefore similar to Regel and you pay Nezek Shalem. Megufay. That's the Shaila. And you pay Min Aliyah. That's the question. Min aliyah or min aguf. Tashma. Okay, this is a Mishnah later on, guys. So listen to this case, guys. You have a dog that's taking. It goes over. They used to cook with they barbecued a lot. They would cook with racks, and they were making some type of cookie, and the dog went ahead and took the cookie, went over to a haystack, ate the cookie, and burned down the haystack. So the cookie had attached to the bottom had an ember. And the ember fell on the haystack. Good, and it burnt it down. Now this is important. Clearly on the charara, that's Shane, and you mechayiv nezek shalem. Clearly on the charara. Now on the haystack already, this gets into a very, very. It's an introductory remark for a sugya that's later on. This machlok is how Eish works. Is Eishay mishum chitzai, but Eishay mishum imano. Eish can work if Eishay mishum chitzai means Eishay is like a person shooting an arrow. So a person shooting an arrow, you have his initial action, and then you have the koyach of the person. So we can view Eisha like that also. You have the makam of the gacheles which went down. That's the original place, and then you have the force as it goes ahead and burns the rest of the haystack. So if you hold Eishay mishum chitzai, you're going to be chayiv nezek shalei on the place where it put down, and you'll be chayiv chatzi nezek on the rest of the haystack. If eisei mishum mimono, you're only going to be chayiv on the place you put it down. We'll see more of this later on. So if eisei mishum chitzo, it's similar to tzroiris. It's similar to tzroiris in the fact that you have an initial force, and then you have the koyach That goes ahead, that transpires. Guys, okay? So now, this dog went ahead, it ate a charara, and it burnt down a haystack. What's the halacha? And how does it come into play to be paishat shaila, whether chatzin ezek tzvaris pays megufay or men aliyah? Says the Gemara. It's again, this is the Mishnah later on. We'll do it much better than we get over there. Says the Gemara.
Investigation. I'm just looking back to the chart where the fire was spread by wind.
That's the force.
Right, but here
Again, that's really, really tangential. We don't want to do Aish right now. Really, we don't want to do Aish right now. Tashma. Hakelev shenat l'charara, v'halach l'gadish, goes ahead, goes over to a haystack. The achal charara, it eats the charara. The hilig gets a gadish and burns down the haystack. Al charara mishalim nezek shalem. The al gadish mishalim chatzi nezek. And on the gadish, you're going to pay what? You're going to pay chatzi nezek. Now, why are you paying chatzi nezek? It's because it's tzroiris. That's why you're paying chatzi nezek. Guys, right away. Chatzi nezek, it's tzroiris, right? My timer, lav mishum dahavi lehut tzroiris. Now, there's another possibility, guys, that it's Karen. And that only possibility would be if the animal would do something strange with the ember. But right now, which is possible, chatzi nezek is tzroiris. V'tani Allah, and we learned on this, mishalim chatzi nezek migufay. So let's be paishat shaila that this chatzi nezek comes what migufay. This chatzi nezek comes migufay. So let's be paishat shaila that chatzi nezek tzroiris pays megufay and not from the aliyah. Now, there is a Mandi Omer who argues there and says that you're going to pay nezek shalem on the haystack. The Tizra, the Rebbe Loza, nezek shalem megufay mi ashkechin. Do you find what, fellas? Who was Ashayla according to? Who again? The haystack's not shamed. The charor is shamed. He says nezek shalem on the haystack. You're burning down a haystack, and you're going to pay nezek shalem. Now, so you want to say the following: chatzi nezek migufoy. Let's be paishat shalit soiris. On that same case, Rebbe Loza says what? You're going to pay nezek shalem. We never had a shaila like the man the Ummah that you pay nezek shalem, whether you're going to pay what megufoy. There's no tzad to pay megufoy. The whole tzad to pay megufoy is chatzi nezek. So loy Rebbe Loza, clearly, right? Clearly, you're going to pay what? You're going to pay nezek shalem megufoy. So look at. Let's see Rashi, a very important Rashi. The Rebbe Loza, up a little bit. The Rebbe Loza, the Amiv Brisa. Nezek shalem that you're going to pay on the haystack nezek shalem, vafilu isvir lekasumchis. And if you're going to tell me it was like sumchis, the matzreiris nezek shalem megufay mi ashkin nezek shalem. Do you find nezek shalem v'chol orche going tzreiris? You don't find that. Rabba gufa loy kami boyle ela liba de rabbanon da mechatzi nezek mi boyle. In other words, our whole shaila is only according to the rabbanon. Light simchas that you pay nezek shalem, it's clear you're paying from the aliyah. There's no tzad to say you should pay from the body. You're paying full damage. The whole tzad to pay from the body is half damage. If you hold nezek shalem, now continues Rashi. Ihavi hai kishar chatzi nezek migufoy. Idil mabasa kurchi as lina that it was regel. V'chol kiurchi me aliyahu. Avaliba the simchas pshita le rava the ma'aliyah mishalem. The chol mili kimuad mashle. It's totally like a muad, right? So how is it possible over here, right? How is it possible over here that you're going to pay megufay? Ella, it must be. You know what the reason is? Kigoin the shani behu begacheles. It must be if you're going to pay megufay. It must be that it's al keren, not al tzveris. Guys, outside. Guys, outside. Look at me. Eye contact. The only two possible ways of paying chatzi nezek is A, tzroiris, or B is keren. Those are the only two possible ways. Good? Keren clearly pays mekufay. Tzroiris, we have a shaila. But the shaila is only like the manda oma that what? That holds chatzi nezek, tzroiris is chatzi nezek. Good? So now, you want to bring a raya from the case of Kelev Shenata Charara. You're paying Chatzi Nezek, says Migufoy. Says the Gemara, 1 second. You want to bring a raya, l'chayr, you have a good raya. But 1 second. In the same scenario where that you're going to pay chatzi nezek bigufay on that haystack, you have Rabbi Elazar saying you're going to pay nezek shalem on that haystack. From where? From migufay. Migufay. But 1 second. If it's Sroiris, no one holds that what you're going to pay migufay. Ella, it must be, you know why you pay migufay? It must be a Keren Dikadin. Well, what's the Keren Dikadin? The animal did something weird. Instead of eating it, and who knows what it did? It kicked it with its foot. It did something strange and burned down the haystack. It's Nezek Shalem. The Tzad Tamus b'makom medes. In every Keren, likta chatzi kat. You know, I could view Keren the following as Nezek Shalem or 2 half Nezikim. And the half Nezek is right as Megufay. It's that tam. So, like the Tanakama, you can pay Chatzi Nezek Megufay. Why? Classic Chatzi Nezek. Like Rebbe Laza, you're going to pay Nezek Shalem Megufay. Why? Because the Keren and the Tzad Tamas Mukom Medes. But it has no bearing on a Shaila because it's not Sroiris. Let's see it inside the words. Tashma, one more time. Hakel shnat al-charara v'al gadish v'al charara v'hilik es gadish al charara mishalim nezek shalom v'al gadish v'al chatzin nezek. My time alav mishum nahavilate sroiris. That's why you're paying chatzin nezek. V'tani alav mishum mishalim chatzin nezek migufay. So the you have a good raya that sroiris pays migufay. Says more v'dilmol Rebbe Laza nezek shalom migufay v'tizbra Rebbe Laza nezek shalom migufay miyashchin. And we know that he holds that you pay nezek shalom. And we know according to what that sumchis there is no shaila. So therefore, it must be a different shot over here. El Kagoin, the Shani Bu Bakacheles. It's not a Chi of Tsoiris. He did something different in the Kacheles. Rabbi Leza Savala Karab Tarfin, Dama Meshuna Karen Bechazar Nizik Nezik Shalem Shalem. Karen is different than Chazar Nizik. Now, guys, how do you know it's speaking of Chazar Nizik? Or else you would be Chayiv al Shane. Shane is only guy Chayiv where in Rishus Nizik. You Chayiv on the Charar Nizik Shalem. Obviously, you're speaking of Rishus Nizik. That's why you Chayiv on eating the cookie. Oh, he ate the cookie and what? And you didn't act the Karen Mishuna Nezek, guess what? So l'chari, you have what? A good raya that what? You slugged it up. You slugged it up. We slugged that what? Your raya. Guys, are we good or it's a hard Gemara? Are we good? Sort of? Yankel, you're lost in the sauce? Are you good? Rabbi Yehuda, you good? So now the Gemara is going to do something interesting. The Gemara is going to restore the raya. In other words, we're going to restore the raya that l'chayra you could be pushed to the shaila. The loihi, your slug up that it's speaking about Karen is not a good slug up. My timer, mukvus lo Reb Tarfin. What's the whole reason you went after Reb Tarfin, guys? Because we had to create nezek shalem. Mishum nezek shalem. Reb Elazar sava kesumchis. The Omer tzvaris nezek shalem is shalem. 1 second, he holds like sumchis that he holds shroiris pays nezek shalem. The savla Reb Yehuda the Amar sad tamas b'mkoymai medes. The chik tani migufay at sad tamus. Right. In other words, he holds that it's possible for you could have shroiris that pays what? That pays nezek shalem. And sad Tamas b'mkoymai medes. So therefore, he holds like Reb Tarfin for Keren, right? And even he does not have to hold Reb Tarfin. He called like Sumchis, and you pay nezek shalem. But when you're paying nezek shalem for the tzroiris, there's sad Tamas b'mkoymai medes, and therefore it's possible nezek shalem with paying megufay, and therefore you can be pushed to the shaila. Okay, you're paying nezek shalem al swat Sumchis. And you're paying migufay because sad tamim koyme medes. Now, once you understand that, we're going to get rid of it in a second. But that's but now you have it's good raya because it's speaking about Sroiris. It's not speaking about Karen. Because once you restore the Karen, guys, you're good. So I restored the Karen. The Savla Reb Yehuda at sad tamas koyme medes. The chikatani migufay at sad tamas. Amalei Rav Sama brei the Rav Ashi Ravina aimid the Shamalei Reb Yehuda betam v'naseh muid. That's why only once upon a time there was a pasha of tam. And then repeated itself 2 more times. But mu'ud mitchilasai. But Sroiris is mu'ud mitchilasai mishamalei. Did you really hear that? So therefore, what? We just destroyed the raya. Good. Ella, if you want to restore the raya, I'm going with the second shot in Rashi, guys. Ella, if you want to restore the raya, ki kama Rebbe Laza nezek shalem Where does Rabbi Elazar say you pay nezek shalem? And like according to Rabbanon, could go in the ayid. It went ahead what? And it became a mu'id. So in other words, like the Tanakama guys, like the Tanakama, it's speaking about Sroiris. Yes, it's speaking about Sroiris. And what happened? You did it once. How much are you going to pay for Sroiris? Chatzi nesek. No matter how many times you do it, you're going to pay Chatzi nesek. Where are you going to pay from? Megufay. Good raya. So you have a good raya. Like Rebbe Laza, you pay nesek shalom. Why? Since you did it 3 times, what? Mu'id, right? Mu'id. And Satamus, Bimkomi Medes, and L'chayra, so we have a good raya. So if you wanted to restore the raya that it's speaking about, that you collect Megufay, all we had to do is get the nesek shalom into a nesek shalom into a tzroiristic mode rather than a karendik mode. We took care of the karen because like Reb Tarfin, again, I'm not subject limited to Reb Tarfin. I could say it's speaking about tzroiris, like Reb Elazar. He did it 3 times. You're paying nesek shalom, and therefore what you're going to pay? You're going to pay Megufay. You have a very, very good raya. Right. So Rashi has a problem with this. His kasha is initially it was urche. Tzroiris is urche. So what difference would it make if you do it 3 times or 100 times? Guys, what's the svara of mu'id, doing something 3 times? It becomes normal, yeah? Tzroiris is normal the first time. So why would we subject more that you should pay nesek shalom after 3 times or 100 times? It should make a difference. 1 time or 100 times. 1 time or 100 times should not make a difference. That's the kasha Rashi asks with pshat. But Rashi says this is pshat, that this Gemara is coming to restore the chi of what of tzroiris being paying megufay. And I took care of Reb Tarfin. And what's the machlokes? Masav yeshad l'tzoiris. Rabbi Elazar is of the opinion there's a din of 20 times a din of hadar b'tzoiris. Umasav ain't hadar b'tzoiris. So l'chayra, you have a good raya, right? Right now, according to Rashi, you have a raya you pay megufay. El hadar boy Rabbi yeshad l'tzoiris ain't hadar l'tzoiris. Il rabbanon ain't hadar l'tzoiris. And il Rabbi Elazar yeshad l'tzoiris. Amalach Rava kimi boy le'ledidi. I'll leave it to Rabbanon the pligalei the sumkas. My shaila was only according to Rabbanon, not according to sumkas. Aval hacha. Bein l'Rabbanon, bein l'Rebbe Elazar, kisum kasvir lahu. Damet tzaris nezek shalom mishalem. Okay, now the question is, if they both hold like sumkas, why is the chum say pay chatzi nezek? In other words, a brisa, a case of what the kelish not charara, right? They both hold what they hold like sumkas. You're going to pay nezek shalom. So guys, once you pay nezek shalom, what's the din? You can't push megufay, right? No push megufay. So what's the pshat then? So then what's the pshat? Why do they hold chatzi nezek? The time in my own Rabbana Chatzi Nezek, the Shani V'loya right? He went ahead and he put it, right? He put it down, and it's a told word of Karen. It's not a wood. No, it's over here. It's not a. They're used to keeping a raya because it's not a tzroiris dikadin. It's a what? It's a Karen dikadin. It's not a tzroiris dikadin. It's a Karen dikadin. So therefore, you can't go ahead and be pushed to the shaila. Why does Rabbi Elazar hold you pay nesek shalom? We'll pluk the Rav Tarfin Rabbana Kamiflagi. Good. So right now, guys, what do we do? Basically, you know the Gemara, we switch from tzroiris Karen. If tzroiris, you have a raya of Karen. You have a raya right now. I have shot it in Karen. Okay, now what is Rav Tarfin, guys? It's a sugya later on, but we have to introduce now for Pasha Pshat. Mishun Karen b'chatzra nisik nesek shalom mishalim. Rav Tarfin. Kal v'choyme that you pay nesek shalom b'makam and nisik. Uma b'makam b'shusarabim. We're shame for regular pata. Karen, you pay what? Chatzi nezek. In a place where shame for regular chayiv nesek shalom, ain't a din that what? That you should pay nesek shalom. Okay, guys, here, mamash an ice in the kal v'choyme. Madach b'makam. We're shame for regular pata. Karen pays chatzi nezek. In a makom with shame v'regel pay nesek shalom, ain't no din that carrot should pay nesek shalom. Says the Chachamim, dayo lavo min adin liyos knidin. Let what you learn out from a kal v'chomer not be any stronger than the source you learned it out from. Where did you learn it out from? Karen b'shusarabim. It's chatzi nesek, so you should limit the chatzi nesek. Good. Okay. The Gemara is going to say that let's limit also the din of gufay. In other words, right? Dayoy love this knidin that you should only have to pay me gufay. That's says the Gemara. Let's see it. Now, uba pluked the Reb Tarfin Rabban Kamifli. Aim of the Shamlei Reb Tarfin Nezek Shalem. Rabbi Tarfon, good. He says nezek shalem, but megufay mishamelei. Did you hear that? Where did you hear that he pays megufay? In other words, this is going on. This is going on where they wanted it. It's going on straight. It's not going on straight. L'chari, it's still they still want the raya intact. L'chari, they still. I'm sorry, I'm mixing you up because I wish I knew. If I knew it better, I wouldn't be mixing you up. I thought I knew it better. Let's do the first Rashi, the first wide line. Amalach Rava, ki kami boile, alibi the rabban and the pligale the sumches, uki the parshinon, as I explained. V'hachas svirle the bein rabban and bein rab elazar kisumches. They both hold that what you pay sorry nezek shalem. Ubizimna kamaisa kamith. Again, the argument the first time. The kamer Rab Elazar nezek shalem, rabban and ami lechatzi nezek. So l'chari, we want to bring a good raya. Ubi the shani b'tzoyris going shazorach akelav agachelis biyadai ala gadish. The kivin the lav hani tzoyris kiruchayu. How he told of the Karen. Okay, so very good. I didn't learn such wrong shot. It's a told of Karen, and therefore the shayler is that the Rabbana hold megufoy and Rabbi Elazar holds what? That mishuna Karen b'chatza and nizik, and therefore you're going to pay nesek shalem. And l'chayra, he wants to say that you're going to pay megufoy. So the Gemara wants to know the following: if you're telling me that the machloikis is the first time, and they hold like sumchis, and the shayler is whether you pay what, and the shayler is whether you pay megufoy or men aliyah, they can pay megufoy. Why? Because from the kal b'chomer. What's the kal b'chomer? Reb Tarfon learns out from Karen. Karen pays megufoy. So it says the Gemara. So now one more time. And the Amar Tzoyris Nezek Shalom Mishalem. The time of Mayam Rabbanu Chatzi Nezek, the Shani V'lo Ya'ayid, because he only did it once. And so therefore it's similar. It's a case of Karen and not Tzoyris. Who plucked the Reb Tarfon Rabbanu Kamiflagi, and aim of the Shamalei, and therefore the Machlokes Nezek Shalom Migufoy is Reb Tarfon. And Chatzi Nezek Miguf, but it's not. But you can't be placing the shayla because it's Tzroiris. That's a shinoi, guys. I didn't tell you wrong shot. It's a shinoi. It's Karen. Now says the Gemara, aim of the Shamalei Reb Tarfon Nezek Shalem Migufim Shamalei. How could you use this to explain the machlokes between the two? He just says Nezek Shalem doesn't Migufay. In Mehechi Maisela Me Karen Mishus Harabim. He learns that from Karen Mishus Harabim. Karen Mishus Harabim is Chayev, certainly Chatzah Nezek. So where did you learn it out from? You learned it out from Karen. And just like there, what? Right? It should be Kufoy. But Reb Tarfon Leslie Dayoy. He doesn't hold the Dayoy. Says Ki Leslie Dayoy Hechadem Mifla Kal V'chomer. He doesn't hold Dayoy when you slug up the Kal V'chomer. Hechadem Mifla Kal V'chomer Islay Dayoy. Guys, when you know when he holds the Dayoy, when you have a kasha on the Kal V'chomer. Over here, listen to the Kal V'chomer. Madoch Karen, where Shem regular Pata Karen's Chayiv Chatzi Nezek, in a place where Karen that Shem regular Chayiv Nezek Shalom Einoi Din. If you would slug up the say Dayoy, then the Kal V'chomer didn't accomplish anything. It's Karen's paying Chatzi Nezek in Rishus Harabim. Karen's paying Chatzi Nezek in Rishus Anizik. Obviously, again, guys, the Kal V'chomer has to accomplish something. What's the accomplishment? That the up the ante when it comes to Rishus HaNizik. If you're going to tell me it's the same level, you didn't accomplish anything. So when do you say Dayoy? That's when the Kal V'chomer didn't accomplish something. But when the Kal V'chomer accomplished something, you do say Dayoy. So a very geschmack. So over here, it's you're going to learn the Kal V'chomer that you pay Nezek Shalem. But Dayoy Lov Bin Lias Kanidin, that just like what Karen pays Megufoy, so to what Karen pays Megufoy, so to what over there you'll pay Megufoy. So L'chayra, that's speaking about Nezek, it's speaking about Karen, it's not speaking about what? It's not speaking about Swiris at all, and you weren't placed the Shaila. Okay. The Gemara has a Kufa. The Gemara has a new Shaila. Maybe we'll stop over here because I think you had enough for one evening. As promised, the difficult Gemara.